Good morning, Bill Hecke here with your Friday morning look at our Central Texas weather. It is Friday, 10th day of July 2026. Sunrise this morning was at 6:32 and sunset will be at 8:37. Climatology out of Waco, your normal high temperature for date would be 96 degrees and the low 74. The record 109 degrees set in 2022, the low 61 set in 1905. Yesterday we hit 99 degrees, that was 3 above normal. The low 77, also 3 above normal. Yesterday's record 108, also set in 2022, and the low 66 at 1983. We do start the morning with almost all numbers in the 70s. There's a couple of exceptions. In the Dallas-Fort Worth area, we had Addison at 81, 80 at Fort Worth Alliance and DFW, and 82 Dallas Love. And everybody else 70s across the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Same for Waxahachie and at 74. Out towards Stephenville, Comanche, Brownwood, Brady, anywhere from 70 to 73, clear skies and light southerly winds. Waco summary, everybody was in the 70s. Cool spot was 70 degrees at Lampasas. And who was warm? 77 Waco Airport and Hillsboro and Corsicana. And then the rest of us were anywhere from 72 to 75. And that would be 72 at Hamilton, 73 Gatesville, 75 at Fort Hood, Killeen Skylark, Gray Army Airfield, and then 70, and also Hearn, 75. Temple and Cameron, both 73. Mahia was 72, and let's see, McGregor 74, TSTC at Waco 75. Southerly winds 3 to 12. Towards Llano and Burnett, clear skies. Now, Llano was 68 with calm wind, Burnett 73 calm. Georgetown southward, it was all clear skies until we get to, Berkshire was partly cloudy and Seguin partly cloudy, so was San Antonio Airport. Everybody else, their equipment reported clear skies, and the temperatures were all in the low to middle 70s. Georgetown 76, but Taylor was 72, Berkshire 71, Camp Mabry 74, Pflugerville, which came back online yesterday, 73 degrees. That equipment was out for quite a while. 71 each at San Marcos and New Braunfels, and then it was low to middle 70s across the San Antonio area to include Seguin. The Brazos Valleys, middle 70s, 75 College Station, Bryant 75. Caldwell was 73, same at Brenham, and then Huntsville south, and that was I-45, we'll take it on into San Antonio. Generally 76 to 79, except Conroe was 73 on I-45 just north of Houston, and in the Houston area only Hobby reported 80, and they have had some sprinkles. Radar-wise, I'm showing exactly that. I've got a lot of moisture showing out over the Gulf. I've got a little weak wave there, but I've got just little hit and miss showers, coastal plains area. And north of Interstate 10 now, this would be well out of our area. It'd be in Liberty County in the southeastern part of the state, but that's a little further north. Now, the reason I mention that, I noticed on satellite imagery we're showing quite a bit more in the way of moisture. This is just, again, I'm looking at satellite, pushing a little further inland. That may, as we get the sea breeze effect going, that's of course where we heat the landmass more rapidly, and then the cooler waters flow in to replace it. The moisture, the shower convective activity around the coastline, coastal plains, rides those winds in. And then you'll notice sometimes in the evening to sunset, you'll start to see the winds pick up a little bit, the temperature cools. Sometimes that is from that sea breeze. And of course the Gulf water heats to a much greater depth, so that's why you have the cooler temperatures. But nonetheless, we're just going to run with the sun today. Should be a little bit cooler, still hot, middle 90s, but south winds will build 10 to 15, afternoon gusts 20 25, and then tonight under an open sky, middle 70s. Now, we will start to look to the southeast and south for the possibility that sea breeze effect shower, at least getting into the Brazos Valley and maybe a part of south central Texas. But as we move through the weekend and early next week, what we've got to watch are two features. One is going to be a frontal boundary that's moving south. There's a high pressure ridge that's going to be bulging across the Great Lakes region down into the Ohio Valley. That's clockwise circulation. And we have our Gulf flow coming in off the Gulf. So we're going to see the whole southeastern quadrant of the U.S. more moist, more moisture available. And if in fact, the slightly heavier air can make its way south, we'll start to see increased precipitation activity in the southern portion of the midsection of the country over to the southeastern seaboard region and point south. And the reason I mention that, if it continues to migrate southward, once we come out of the weekend, we're going to be getting into a little bit of an increased chance of showers. Now, indications are that high, as it shifts to the east a bit, will allow that slightly heavier air to bulge into Texas, first south of the Red River, then the high shifts east, and we get a little backdoor push from the northeast. And if we can get that boundary down in the area, we may get a little better chance of some shower activity. But we not only need that, but we need a little easterly wave in the Gulf, first to be forced northward and then northeastward. And that would fill us up with enough moisture. It wouldn't take much of a trigger mechanism. I know I'm going on about it, but that's the only thing I see coming up. And I had noticed that National Weather Service, let me get them up here, had jumped on, and I mention it because you're going to start seeing this from the TV guys, some pretty significant shower potential. Let's see. And I've been staying away from going with too much. 79 Sunday night, they go 50% chance, Monday 70%, and then 60% Monday night into Tuesday. And that's pretty much the same time frame I'm looking at. Now, actually, I would see better chances for the areas to our north, northeast, east, and southeast, where we're going to have deeper layers of moisture. But that's the general time frame, and that's why I want to go in depth a little bit, because I've noticed over the past few days, National Weather Service has gradually increased their percent chances. I look at their forecast too. I'm not just single-minded. I look at a lot of things, but thought I would mention that to you. So you can get your hopes up if you want. Stay cool for today. From the Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Bill Hecke.